You call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello you degenerate fucks, and welcome to The Degenerate Gambler. It's Thursday the 21st of March. It's like, fuck me, we're in March, we're March into April. Quarter of the year. Time's flying. But look, this week, so back with another episode, slightly different. I have not done, I haven't looked back at my last week's bets. I haven't done any stats. Busy this week, as I said. I'm going on holiday tomorrow, so there'll be no episode next week. But look, I wanted to just get bets picked because I want to get that out of the way and get it done. And I had also looked over my outright bets to see how they're going. I'd already had that done, so and then I got to yesterday and I hadn't looked back at my bets and I hadn't looked at the stats, so that usually takes a couple of hours. But anyway, a few of the bets were alright, but the rest were mostly shit. I did have a decent week at Cheltenham, over £315 in winnings, and it was over 130 in profit. So I'll take that. As I say, I'll just be giving you my outrights. I'll be giving you two bets for the weekend, which I've already placed. There's not much in midweek, so while I'm away, at least it means I'm not missing out on good gambling. So let's just get into it. So at the start of the season, I did 4 outright bets. 2 are fucked, and 2 are okay. But you know, I need some stuff to happen in them. But I'll get into the 2 that are basically done. I had Salford to finish top half. They're currently 11 points away from the top half. Bad season. Scunthorpe to win the league. They're currently 13 points behind with a game in hand. Millwall top half. They're 11 points away from that. Leverkusen top 4, they're top of the league. Linfield to win the league, they are 2 points behind Larne. So, you know, Linfield could still win the league. The others I wouldn't expect to be turned around when we're in the last sort of 8 to 10 games. Next, and this one is already, and this is not just nearly fucked, this is beat because I had Wolves to get relegated. They're already on 40 odd points, so they're not going to get relegated. Might seem like a stupid selection now, but at the start of the season, when I placed this, even before the start of the season, it was before they'd sacked that manager and brought in Gary O'Neill, and he had been on complaining about, you know, he wasn't getting any transfer funds, he didn't like the squad, he didn't know what he could do with this squad, and blah blah blah. So that's usually a recipe for disaster. So if he had stayed there even for a few months, you know, went on a losing streak, bringing in a new manager might not have had the impact that it's had. But they brought in Gary O'Neill, who you have to say he's done a brilliant job with the squad that was already there. They haven't really spent any money. And he, you know, I think it was Bournemouth last year, he did a good job. And they never kept him on for some reason. And he's went to Wolves and he's hit the ground running, so fair play to him. But that has beat this bet because they cannot get relegated from here, I don't think. You know, 41 points or something they're on. So usually the last couple of years it's been in the high 30s, so they're definitely safe. The next one on that was Southampton to be promoted. They're currently 4th, 9 points away from automatic promotion, but they obviously still have the playoffs. Wickham, really disappointed in Wickham this year. They came down from the Championship, so I thought they would have been one of the stronger sides. And League One doesn't have that many, you know, massive teams in it this year. You know, I think, let me see, Portsmouth, you know, big club. Derby, I suppose, Bolton, but, you know, Peterborough, Barnsley, Oxford, Lincoln, Stevenage, Blackpool, Leighton Orient, Wigan, all above them. You know, not the most competitive League One compared to what it's been in a few years. But anyway, they're no chance. They're 13 points away from the playoffs. And then lastly, Hamilton. I had Hamilton to win the league, and they're currently 17 points away from that. So, look, those 2 are absolutely dead and buried. But 2 that are going okay. This first one here, I'm going to say there's 6 selections, and 5 of them are, I have this wrote down in red and green. Red's bad, green's good. This one has 5 in the green and only 1 red. So, the red one is the first one, which is Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough to finish top 6, so that's playoffs, which seemed like an easy bet at the start of the season, but they've had a bit of a bad season. They're in good form, but I just don't know if there's enough games left. I mean, the Championship, you put 2 or 3 wins together, you can fly up that league. I mean, at the minute, Leeds are top, joint top with Leicester, then Ipswich, Southampton, West Brom, who haven't been in great form, Norwich, who have done well recently. Below that, Hull, Coventry, Preston, then Middlesbrough. So they're on 54 points, and Norwich are on 61. So they're 7 points behind. I don't know, I haven't looked at the fixtures. Do they play each other? Do those teams in and around each other play each other? Your West Broms, your Southamptons, your Norwiches, Hull, Coventry, blah, blah, blah. So we know that the Championship's a topsy-turvy league, and sometimes there is a team that sneaks into the playoffs, in the last sort of 8 to 10 games, and they're the ones that end up going up. So Middlesbrough will be hoping for that. As I say, currently 7 points away, so it's 2 wins and a draw, better off than Norwich. But look, we'll see how it goes. We'll look at it again maybe in 3 weeks. But of them bets, that's the only one that's not looking good. So the next one was Peterborough top 6. They're currently 4th, 8 points above the playoffs. Mansfield top 7, which is playoffs. They're 1st, 15 points away from the 7th place. AC Milan top 4, currently 2nd in the league. They're plus 8 points. Galatasaray to win the league, only 2 points clear, but still top. And Sheffield United to be relegated, they're bottom of the league, 8 points away from safety. So, I just hope those keep ticking along well, and Middlesbrough get maybe 2-3 wins here out of the next 3 or 4 games, and maybe at least stay undefeated. And I'm hoping that West Brom or Norwich go on a bit of a few draws and a defeat kind of run. So that's that one. Next is so I had goals bet to be top scorer of your club. So I had 4 selections: Eze, Ollie Watkins, Salah, Rashford. So at the minute, Eze is joint top goal scorer with 6. He's there with Edward and Michael Elise. And Ollie Watkins is 16 goals. He's 7 ahead of the nearest person at Villa. Salah is on 15, 5 ahead of Nunez, who's on 10. And then Rashford is on 7 goals. He was looking terrible, but he had a wee spurt there. But he's also joint with 2 other players. He's joint with Rasmus Højlund and McTominay, of all people. Now, with the Rasmus Højlund one, he just has that streak there, and he had, 6 in a row or something he scored in. Scored in the FA Cup again, didn't he, at the weekend? So, look, I'm just hoping, with Eze and Rashford, that they can hit a bit of form and at least stay in touch until the last sort of couple of games this season. We'll see where I am. If they do finish joint, there's probably like a Rule 4 type thing where you get the odds get divided. But we'll see what happens anyway. So that's the outright bets. 2 fucked, 2 looking pretty decent. So look, that's that for that. I'll move on to my bets, and fucking, what do you know? I forgot to write down the prices. So I'll give you the price that it shows on FlyScore, but it may be different from what I've placed. But that's the best I can do. I forgot to write them down. Right, so let's go to Saturday. And the main bet is a both to score bet. Because again, with not a lot of fixtures, it's difficult to pick winners, I think, when there is not a lot of games. Both to score, a bit different. So anyway, I'll do the main bet first, which I won't need to give research for. So it's basically, say, both to score, quad, first game, Stockport MK Dons, then Barrow Newport, Rochdale v Maidenhead, and Chorley versus Boston. As far as I remember, that worked out at 10-1. So it did. So that's pretty decent. Actually, it might have been 9 point something to 1. So it gets you just over 100 for the win. On teams to win, I'll run through it, then I'll come back. So first game is Derby away to Northampton, showing us 7-11 here, which I think they're about 13 to 20. Doncaster at home to Forest Green, they're evens. Bromley at home to York City, they're 5 to 6. Stenhousemuir at home to Peterhead, they're like 5 to 6. And then Hamilton away to Cove Rangers, they're 10 to 11. That, as far as I can remember, is 18 to 1. So pays just over 100, pays about 100, maybe slightly better than that. But I'll have a look. Let's see here. Derby. So let's look at the form for the winning bet. So Derby currently sitting second. Northampton way down in 14th. Derby third in form, 12 points, 4 wins, 1 defeat. Northampton bad, no wins in 5, 2 draws, 3 defeats. Northampton's home form, only 1 win, 2 draws, 2 defeats. Derby away from home, 3 wins, 2 defeats. Next, Doncaster. Doncaster. Yeah, so let's look at the table. Doncaster currently, look, they're 18th, they're not flying. Forest Green in the bottom 2. Form, Doncaster in decent form. Out of the last 5 games, we've got 10 points, 3 wins, a defeat, and a draw. Forest Green, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats. At home Doncaster, 4 wins. Well, one of those was a draw in the cup, but they ended up winning it. But 3 wins in a row and a defeat before that. Away from home, Forest Green, the 2 defeats, a draw, and 2 wins. They did win their last game away from home against Bradford. Next we go to Bromley. Bromley, currently 3rd in the league versus York, who are 21st. Bromley's form, not amazing. 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat. York, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 defeats. But home, they're unbeaten in 5, Bromley. 3 wins, 2 defeats. And York City away, only 1 win, 3 defeats and a draw. So pretty poor away form there. Then let me go down to Scotland. And we've got, let's see. So this is a clash between the top 2. Stenhousemuir top, Peterhead second. Now they're 14 points clear of them. But they're both not in great form. Both only have 1 win, 3 draws and a defeat in their last 5. But away from home, Peterhead aren't great. So at home, Stenhousemuir, 3 wins. That was, back in sort of January, from January to February at home. But they drew their last game at home, and they lost the game before that. So the last 2 haven't been great. But like I said, Peterhead away from home, 2 defeats and 3 draws. So they've been terrible away from home. So yeah, I'm just hoping, Stenhousemuir get that win and sort of fucking end the league. Lastly, Hamilton. As I said earlier, a team I backed, I thought they'd win the league, but really, really dropped off. But they're still second. Cove Rangers 5th. So they're not a bad side. And both have decent form at the minute. Three wins each. Hamilton have 1 draw and a defeat. Cove Rangers no draws, 2 defeats. So it's just that extra draw. But again, right, so in Cove Rangers' last 5 home games, 3 defeats, a win and a draw. Hamilton away from home, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. And the defeat was against Falkirk, who are top of the league. So, it's not, a loss is a loss, but they're losing to the best side in the league, who's fucking 14 points clear. So look, that's the thinking behind that. As I say, midweek there isn't much. Few lower, like really lower league, like Conference North and South. On Tuesday, there's nothing really on Wednesday. But that's when the obviously the international break starts tonight, and that runs through to about, I think, Tuesday. So that's why there's not much on in midweek. But yeah, so this is the last episode for a week or so. I'll be back, next week I'll be away on holiday, so it'll be the week after that. But if there is anything worth betting on, internationals or whatever, I'll probably still post them, as long as I can get a VPN working. So yeah, that's everything. It just leaves me to say, if you are doing a bet, good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.